For more on this, let's bring in Fyneface Fyneface, the national facilitator of the project with Artisanal Crude Oil Refiners for Modular Refineries in the Niger Delta. Thank you very much for joining us on Newsnight. It is mind-boggling to even hear that Nigeria loses about $3.2 billion yearly, at least 2021 to 2022 alone, and that up to 95% of crude oil is actually lost to theft. The question then would be, the big guys that are behind this, according to Onye's report, how do you rein them in?
Well, the big guys that are behind this are the people that have invaded the Niger Delta region and its environments, its water bodies, and the people. The same way that we have had, Russia invade Ukraine. And we are saying that their activities must stop, just the same way we are saying that the war in Ukraine must stop. Because the activities of artisanal crude oil refiners in the Niger Delta, those who are involved in this oil theft, are destroying our environment. They are making the resources of the country to go down the drain. And I think if the level of oil theft that is ongoing is allowed to continue for the next 10, 20 years, Nigeria may not be able to pay salary or even develop anything within the country. You heard just a few days ago, the Central Bank of Nigeria also complained of how the massive oil theft is affecting the nation's revenue, affecting the nation's reserve, and is making the nation to run out of resources. So I think we need to do more to be able to address issues around crude oil theft in the Niger Delta, because the theft that is ongoing is like a very strong drug cartel that I think the government needs to approach holistically to be able to address by looking at ways of not only tackling the oil theft that is going on, but providing alternatives for some of the youth that are involved in this. And I know quite well that those who were targeting for alternative livelihood opportunities are not even the people that are stealing the crude most. And those who are stealing the crude most are the people that we can say that the government may even be aware of their operations and what they are doing. Because the massive theft that is going on is being illegally bunkered out of the country. And these things are happening under the nose of the security operatives that are even being posted to the Niger Delta region to provide security and stop such things from happening. But they are happening because I think that to a very large extent the security operatives are aiding and abating the oil theft that is going on in the Niger Delta. But then what is left for the local people? The environment is polluted. The air is polluted. We talk about black soot, which is black snow that we now have falling in the Niger Delta region and Port Harcourt to be specific as well. All these things are happening. And we also see these things as, things that are killing people because the people are inhaling poison every day. You can see the environment of the Niger Delta, how it is today, such that if it is allowed to continue, we may have a Niger Delta without the Niger Delta people.
When you say the government may be aware and security operatives are involved, what exactly do you mean? Because this is an organized illegal act. It's on a large scale. Why is it so difficult to identify the culprits and bring them to book?
It is not difficult for them to identify the culprits and bring them to book. The security operatives know the culprits. The governors know the culprits. The president of Nigeria know the culprit. The security chiefs, they know the culprit. The community leaders, they know the culprit. They know the people that are involved in this. But to what extent do they have the courage? Do they have the political will to be able to confront the people that are involved in this? That is where the matter lies. And I am saying that the security officials are involved in this because in this country we are aware. We have been told by a former head of state in this country, late General Sani Abacha, that any problem that lasts beyond 24 hours, that the government hand is inside. Otherwise, how can you be able to relate a situation whereby the Niger Delta region is one of the most militarized regions anywhere in the world. And you have a lot of outfits of the security operatives that are set up to police the Niger Delta to ensure that oil theft and illegal bunkering does not happen. But it is still happening. Why can you be able to equate a situation whereby barges and vessels will come to the shores of the Niger Delta? They will load crude and they will take it out of the Niger Delta without the security operatives being aware. There is no way they can say they are not aware. They know this. Look at in Rivers State today. the governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Nyesom Wike, has started a war against artisanal crude oil refiners. In a very few weeks and days after he started that war, he was able to identify very many of them. He was able to list their names down, but then he has not been able to prosecute them. And I think that is the next thing he should be able to do. That is to say, if the government is committed, if they can come together and be able and confront this matter holistically, they will be able to address it. So I think they need to come together and be able to address the issue, because apart from the fact that the nation is losing resources, I want to say that the environment is dying, and it is the first right of man. And if the level of environmental degradation that is currently ongoing is allowed to continue, I don't think we can leave a better environment for a generation yet unborn, the same way we inherited this process. So
much.
I think the government should summon more
unfortunately,
courage.
we'll have to leave it at that. Mr. Fyneface, National Facilitator of the project with Artisanal Crude Oil Refiners for Modular Refineries in the Niger Delta. Thank you for being on Newsnight and for being so frank on the news. We do appreciate your time.